the very oldest language on the face of this earth. Chico the Cabia Mapuni, Chineke, and son of the Isala, Nina, Cosa House of Yanina Jama, and Yana Faros, Obanana, all the and then saw no totua yaba no one Because you will make a difference with your source and we're not going to
but you know what? I would like you to know that someone is the cause of no, I am the solution, and the only way they can get to you is by kicking me out, which is not possible. I have come. Look what you do. After I am done with Nigeria, Biafra will be free and enjoy freedom. Biafra will know the importance of freedom and what happens in 5 years to come. Thank you.
The very oldest language on the face of this earth. Chico the Cabia Mapuni, Chineke, and son of the Isala, Nina, Cosa House of Yanina Jama, and Yana Faros, Obanana, all the and then saw no totua yaba no one and you were not young. Because you will make a difference with your source and
But you know what? They would like you to believe that Samarekpa is the cause of this. No. I am the solution, and the only way they can get to you is by kicking you out, which is not possible. I have come. Look what you do. After I am done with Nigeria, Biafra will be free and enjoy freedom. Biafra will know the importance of freedom and what happens in 5 years to come. Thank you.
You keep on supporting evil in the zoo, the more your land will be taken from you. The more your daughters will be raped and abducted, the more your sons will be slaughtered in cold blood. And under one Nigeria, there is nothing you can do about it. Absolutely nothing. Because one idiot that they groomed will rise up and say to you, oh no, it's one Nigeria, there is crime everywhere. Haven't you heard about Zamfara? Haven't you heard about Katsina? There is crime everywhere. That is not the case. The crimes you have in the north, the insecurity you have in the north is as a direct consequence of their own actions. They grouped them. Al-Qaeda in the Nigeria, ISIS in West Africa, Boko Haram, Fulani headsmen, bandits, all of them. Who brought them to Nigeria? It's Fulani. Fulani brought them into Nigeria. Everybody brought them in. All the state government brought them in. Are you people deaf and dumb and stupid? When you come out and you pretend, oh, we are one Nigeria, go and show me. Somebody was asking, where is the boundary, where will the boundary of Biafra begin? And I asked the fool, where did the boundary of Nigeria begin? People from Niger come in and go as they like. Most of these idiots are from Niger. They are building a pipeline to Niger. They are building a railway line to Niger. They are building roads to Niger. Whereas where the money comes from, which is Biafra land, we don't have those infrastructure. No, we don't. But you're taking our money. You come to Sopi, you come to Onaji, you come to everybody, you come to Agulere, you come to Ebo, you take our resources, sell it, get the money, and now you're building the way to Niger, and you want me to be happy with you. Clap for your Nigeria. One Nigeria. I think you maybe not again. You are insane. You come to my land, you take our oil, you take our gas, you take our manpower, you take everything, our VAT, our tax, everything. You are now building a road from Katsina to Niger. Airport to Niger. Refinery to Niger. You take oil, you put oil from my land, you take it to Niger, you refine it, you bring it back to me as a refined petroleum. And you're telling me that country is viable. You're telling me that Nigeria should be supported. You are in one Nigeria. You are not going anywhere and you're dying every day. Because those that they appointed to speak for you, they gave them money so that they will come out. Pages of the newspaper to give the world the misleading impression that everything is okay when things are alternatives that you have. On one hand, you say Nigeria is not working. You're marginalized. You're being discriminated against. You're suffering. They're killing you everywhere. And you come back to the same place and say Nigeria must be one. Had Nigerians gotten together to say they want to be part of this useless contraption, that's entirely their business. I'm a Democrat, I'm subtracting. But have you asked yourself this question? Why is it that all those asking you to remain in one Nigeria has something to gain from Nigeria, or they have benefited in the past? Nothing more, nothing less. I saw the letter that Bola Ahmed Tinubu to President Biden. In it, Bola said, come and help us fight terrorism, in order to ensure that there will be no regional destabilization. That is their game plan at the U.S. State Department for very many years, until we stepped in. They keep plotting out these lies. Once Nigeria breaks up, there will be destabilization in the entire region. I say that because you don't understand African history. Most of these people are not people. When I say it, they say, so I'm insulting them. No, I'm not insulting you. Most of them are people. In Africa, we are tribal creatures in Africa. In Africa, we are tribal creatures in Africa. We always go back to our village where we are born, where our umbilical cord, our long, where it was buried. That's where we come from. That is why every Christmas, Easter, New Year festival, or August meeting, you see us migrating back to where we come from. And I keep saying these things to Africans, they don't understand it. They don't understand it. Everywhere in Africa during Christmas, if you like, be in South Africa, if you like, let it be in Kenya, you let it be in Rwanda, everybody from the capital goes to the village. If you go to Accra, the same thing happens. This past Christmas. From the book of Psalm, chapter 7. And I will pray in English because a lot of people are listening all over the world. I mean, a lot. Millions are listening all over the world. And I want them to follow our proceedings this very evening. Very, very critical, very, very important that we do so. O Lord, my God, the creator of the heavens and the earth, we take refuge in you. Save and deliver us from all that pursue us. Because if you look away from us, they will tear us apart like a lion and rip us to pieces with no one to rescue us. Because the world is against Biafra for no reason. We are hated, we are despised for no discernible reason. Only thee, O Lord God Almighty in heaven, is our Savior, not man. You must come to our rescue. Because you are our Lord and you are our God. If we have done this, if I have done anything, if there is guilt on my hands, if I have repaid anybody, be it friend or an adversary, with evil or without cause, have done wrong to any man or woman, then let the Fulani Janjaweed pursue and overtake me. Let them trample down my life to the ground and make me sleep in the dust. Arise, O Elohim, Adonai El Shaddai, in your anger, rise up against the rage of the Fulani Janjaweed Caliphate and the Zoological Republic. You will rise and you will fight for your children. You will awake, O Heavenly Father, Lord God Almighty, the creator of the heavens and the earth, the owner of the universe, for you must decree justice. Let your children and all men and of goodwill gather around you while you sit on top of your throne in the highest of the heavens, the habitation that only thee can ever occupy. Only you, O Heavenly Father, will judge the people. You will vindicate me. O Lord, you will vindicate IPOB. You will vindicate your children of Biafra according to our righteousness, according to our integrity. O Most High, bring an end to the violence of the wicked. Bring an end to Fulani Janjaweed violence in our land. Bring an end to their abductions. Bring an end to their kidnappings. Bring an end to their extrajudicial slaughter of the innocent. Bring an end to their forced conversion of Christians into Islam. Bring to an end their mediocrity. Bring to an end their senseless feudal rule. Bring to an end their evil and their deception. Come and secure the righteous, because only you, O God Almighty in heaven, can see in the dark. Only you know the hearts of men. You are our shield. We have nobody. Between 67 and 1970, the whole world ganged up and fought against your children. We did not steal anything from anybody. We did not go after anybody's possession nor inheritance. We were on our own in the land that you gave to our ancestors. They conspired, they connived, they colluded to kill us. Over 5 million people. We are dead at the end of it. You are our shield. We do not trust in any man or in any state. We trust only in thee, because you are God and you always save the upright at heart. Anybody whose heart is clean, O Heavenly Father, to those you do not abandon to their enemies. That is why you cannot abandon IPOB. That is why Biafra can never be abandoned. Because your words are yea and amen. You are God, you're not human. Facebook may have been bought over by Nigeria, and we pray that Twitter will not succumb to their threats and their violence. You are God and you are an upright and a just judge. But you are also a God that displays his wrath every blessed day. If Fulani Janjaweed do not relent in what they are doing, if the Fulani Caliphate continues to pursue this scorched earth policy of abductions and murder and mayhem, then you, O Lord God in heaven, you will sharpen your sword, you will bend and string your bow, you will prepare your deadly weapons, you will make ready your flaming arrows. Whoever is pregnant with evil conceives trouble and gives birth to disillusionment. That is what is happening in the zoo called Nigeria. Nigeria is pregnant with evil because it conceived trouble and it has now given birth to disillusionment. All the holes that the Fulani Janjaweed are digging for us into that pit, they are falling into one after the other. The trouble that they have caused will always rebound on them. Their violence will come down on their own heads. O Heavenly Father, for we shall give thee thanks always, all the days of our lives, because only thee is righteous. We shall sing songs of praise unto your holy name, O Most High. For as long as there is a child on this earth of Biafran descent and heritage, O Heavenly Father, we shall worship your name and your name alone, now and forevermore, we pray. He said, that was our prayer this evening. We are now going to proceed without further hesitation to bring to you the gospel which I have been mandated by heaven to preach to the children of men.
Britain and Biafra, the case for genocide examined. This is the irrefutable fact and the figures pointing to the fact that Britain is complicit in genocide. If you're wondering why Biafra is not listed as a genocide case, it's because of this very article, as outlined by The Spectator, a British publication on the 26th of December 1968. That is why you can write the list of genocide all over the world. There will be no Biafra. Do you know who excluded Biafra from the list? Britain, because of the role they played. We have this very article here. It is from the Spectator archive. How Britain committed genocide. How Britain you're looking at is actually as bad as Hitler. Nazi party. We have all the proof here. The only reason why the Nazis were held to account was because the Jews were living in Europe. Biafrans are in the darkest West Africa. Nobody gives a damn about them. It is also in the Bible that they will kill you, you will cry, but nobody will come to your rescue. I am reading from Auburn Wall's report on the 26th of December 1968, published in the Spectator newspaper of United Kingdom in Great Britain. That very publication outlined the case of genocide against the British Christianity. You must listen very, very carefully. For as long as any Christian, liberal, or humanitarian tradition survives, the year 1968 will be remembered of implementing one aspect of its peacetime foreign policy. That peacetime foreign policy is one Nigeria, because the British, they are white people. They created Nigeria because a white man created Nigeria who is a black man to try and break it. The world cleverly forgot that there was no Nigeria before the white man came. There was no Nigeria before the British came. Nigeria was created by a white man, not by African people. Your ancestors did not create one Nigeria. Your forefathers did not create one Nigeria. It was a white man, Beture, that came and created one Nigeria. The British government at the time, under Harold Wilson's Labour Party, wanted to maintain this white supremacist approach. We are white people. How dare you black monkeys from Africa try to break something that we created? As I told you before, as I read yesterday from the scriptures, as Britain was committing genocide in Biafra land, British people did not know about it. Till tomorrow morning, ordinary British people don't know what their government did, because there was a blanket coverage all the way throughout. No independent media. People like The Spectator or the likes of Frederick Forsyth, who we are reporting, nobody was paying attention to them, because BBC decided that we must die. BBC said Biafran people must be killed. How dare you try to stop what we created in Black Africa? Who are you to create Biafra? We are God. Very few people in England have any awareness of the fact that their own country, Britain, was committing atrocity, mass murder in Black Africa. Like most Germans after the war, they will be able to say that they did not know what was being done in their name. British people don't know that their government was killing millions upon millions of people in Biafra land for the sake of the British, ordinary British, so they can be looked upon as God, that they are the creators of everything that they survey. Although photographs of the atrocities being perpetrated in Biafra have appeared in most newspapers, the general impression given by the captions and news coverage is that the children are starving to death as the result of famine brought about by the war. Lies did not begin today. Britain was going about covering their lies. But do you know that the reason why Biafra doesn't come up as a major genocide case is because Britain will be implicated in it? The same way that the world viewed Germans after the whole Nazi debacle is how the world would have viewed Britain. They don't want to be seen as mass killers, so they go about pretending. They go about suppressing the very fact that Biafrans were murdered in their millions. Who killed them? Britain and go on. Here is irrefutable fact. This very article was written by a white man saying that their country was committing genocide. Britain was committing genocide in Biafra land. Britain is complicit in the death of millions of people in Biafra land, and even their own people know it. BBC will say, oh no, it is people are starving because of famine. We don't suffer from famine in Biafra land. We have rainy season. There is no famine. We have never had any famine in Biafra land before in our history. Never. All of a sudden, there is famine. Not a single newspaper has seen it fit. Even The Spectator was angry. this very white man writing was so upset as to what was happening, not a single newspaper in England has seen fit to point out that the children are dying as a direct and intended result of a siege which is supported by the British government. When I told you that Britain enforced air, land and sea blockade, it's called a siege, you won't believe me, but here it is being confirmed by white people. This is an article written by a white man in a British newspaper as far back as 1968, reminding the British people that you people are here pretending you don't know what is happening. Your government is killing people in Biafra. Biafran people are dying as a direct result of the blockade of Biafra land by the British. It's very clear for the world to see. Very, very clear for the world to see. And they will pay the compensation for this. We are presenting to you this very evening the irrefutable fact and figures that we did not fight Hausa Fulani, they are nobody. We fought the British. The British enforced a very criminal air, land and sea blockade to stop us from getting food and arms during the war. But Britain was writing to Russia, asking Russia to provide arms to go on. Without the British, we will take over Hausa land in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, we take it over. It's the British supporting them. And the evidence is here for the whole world to see. Everybody must have a copy of this. Very, very critical and important, so that when you look at Britain, you know that Britain are killers. When you look at the British government, you know that they are murderers. The same way you view Adolf Hitler is how you should view a British government, because they are also killers.
In 1776, the United States separated from the United Kingdom by declaration. Today, they are the world power. In 1830, Belgium separated from Netherlands. Today, they are one of the most powerful countries in Europe. Both of the countries. In 1965, Singapore separated from Malaysia. Today, they have transformed into global financial hub as a result of the separation. Why is it that when we call for separation, Nigeria and their criminals will be calling us terrorists? Don't fall for it. The past separation has led to the upsurge of economic development. In the case of India and Pakistan, Norway, Denmark, Switzerland, each of these separation has led to the upsurge of economic development. In 2002, East Timor separated from Indonesia. In 1921, Ireland separated from the United Kingdom. Today, they are one of the powerful countries we have. In 1944, Iceland separated from Denmark, demonstrating that nations can part away without violence. Why do you kill Biafrans? Whenever we say we are fed up of Nigeria. In Nigeria, where you have dangerous diversity, in Nigeria, where you have the northern part of Nigeria practicing Islamic State, practicing Islamic Sharia law, and they have different culture, different laws, different rules, different everything. And with that kind of mentality and setup, we can never develop as a nation. That is the reason we call for the separate state, and of course for independent state for Biafra. Apart from the killings, genocide against our people, and jihad. In 1905, Norway and Sweden separated and goes their separate ways. Today, they are one of the most powerful countries in Europe because of the separation. In 1947, India and Pakistan separated. The list can go on.
If you not believe in what we are doing, then you better get out. We're not going to stop. God knows we can never stop until Biafra is restored. We are peace-loving people. We abhor death and killing of another soul. It's in our nature, that's how we are. But because of that, they have been coming and killing us all these years. We've kept quiet. They've been killing and killing and killing quiet. We have a case at the ICC. We have a case at Africa Union. We have a case of, what else again? Pending before the UN in New York. We've been to Geneva to tender our case. Before UN, till today, nothing. In fact, the more we complain to them, the more they come to abduct and rape our children, the more they come to kill us, the more they want to take over our land and our forests. And who told them that's going to be possible in our time? In a time, in a movement that I lead, you think you can come into our land and take it over? Oh dear. That means you don't know who we are.
I want to specifically talk to Biafra people across Nigeria. For those of you who feel so insecure, in your different state where you stay in Nigeria. For those of you who are presently residing in Abuja, the capital city or the capital of Nigeria, Abuja is now under serious attack, terrorist attack. This terrorist attack is being sponsored by the same caliphate, by the same Fulani government. It is all Islamic agenda. I want you to understand that this war that you see already happening before your very own eyes is something that I planned many years ago. We saw it coming. We called your attention. You didn't listen. Some of you, you build your mansions in Abuja. You thought Abuja is going to be heaven on earth in Nigeria. You did not see what is happening today coming. But we told you. I want to address Biafrans, especially what we have researched, investigated, to be one of the biggest problems of Biafra people across Nigeria. When insecurity is impacting the important area of our life, when you find yourself in a country that the officials, the security agencies, and those who controls the affair of the nation are part and parcel of the Islamization and Fulanization agenda. They sponsor terrorism, all manner of insecurities and all that. How does that impact your life? And today, I am talking to you as a Biafra person. Sometimes, people happen to have grown up in an environment where they learn to be insecure, not to trust themselves and their skills. Nigeria has provided that for you. Nigeria has made it possible for you as a Biafra person, especially those of you from the Igbo-speaking part of Biafra, not to trust yourself and to trust your skills. Today, we have come to inform you that I am telling you that you who are thinking towards this line of not trusting yourself and not trusting your skill, and you are scared, how will you survive in the Republic of Biafra? I tell you, this is what Nigeria has offered you, and we will change it when Biafra comes in 2023. At times, the school in Nigeria plays a very crucial role, especially if you grow up in Nigeria where schools are on strike almost all your life. The government, instead of investing in school in Nigeria, they have invested about $21 billion to fund Islamic organization in the name of aid. Are you aware of that? Biafra people today, Oduduwa people, and the other ethnic nationalities in Nigeria. Are you aware that Nigeria, that will end next year, has funded Islamic organization with $21 billion? If you don't know, I am telling you today that they have funded Islamic organization with $21 billion. The effect of the funding of this various Islamic organization led to what you are watching today happening in Abuja. It led to
Nigeria government has openly and secretly funded terrorism, even recruited them into Nigeria army. And like I said, they are now about to take over Abuja. As you all know, they have threatened the president that they are going to kidnap him. And at the same time, we are stepping up our game for liberation of Biafra and to break away from Nigeria in 2023. I want you to understand that this is what Nigeria is offering some of you, the Biafra people, in now, what you just watched and looked at now, the video, came from Abuja attack last night. Last night, the bullet rained in Abuja territory. Abuja is the capital of Nigeria. And when we talk about the Afghanistan template, some of you residing in Abuja, some of you that have hotels in Abuja, we need funds to buy our own ammunition for Biafra restoration and Biafra liberation, to be able to withstand these terrorists that you see that are being backed by the Nigerian government. For those of you who are into security, you can make your calculation to know how much of arms and ammunition that these people wasted. I wouldn't say waste, but because they are making their point. You can now check that self to know the amount and the number bullet they spent and wasted last night. So, I tell you today that why the Nigerian government allow your universities to be on strike, they have spent 21 billion to fund Islamic organization. And that is what is giving birth to the insecurity and the Fulanization of Nigeria you see today. Yet, to some of you, it is not yet reality. I tell you, This is what we will never do in Biafra land. Our money will be invested in innovation. Our money will be invested in schools, technologies, and in security when Biafra comes in 2023. While you are wondering, Singapore gained independence just a few years ago. Nigeria have gained its independence, and almost there is nothing to show for Nigeria. Every country has excelled from their independence. Only Nigeria is going backward. After independence, some Nigerians, some stupid, idiotic, and foolish Nigerians are shouting they want to go back to the constitution of Nigeria before independence. While other people have excelled, they have lived above what led to their independence only in a failed state like Nigeria. The people will want to go back to 1959 constitution. And they didn't know what led to the collapse of the security architecture in Nigeria. Because the money that Singapore was using to invest in technology, research, and school, Nigeria was busy investing in religion. Nigeria was busy investing in an Islamic organization up to the tune of $21 billion. It is fact. I want to tell you, Biafrans, today that the time has come that we will not just be telling you about the liberation of Biafra from Nigeria, but we will be telling you about the morality of life. Lack of self-esteem also comes from the inside. We are the ones that learn to tell ourselves that we need to be perfect in order not to be accepted by peers, but also to accept ourselves. People with a very low esteem tend to be very tough on themselves, with no regard to their achievement and qualities. Nigeria have succeeded in making you, the Biafra, especially the Igbo-speaking part of Biafra, to be a very low-esteem people. Those of you that shout, "One Nigeria." I tell you today, this is what Nigeria has offered you as a Biafran or a non-Fulani with the Nigeria contest. But in Biafra, we will build your self-esteem through a well-grounded governmental policies that put nation on top of the world. Of course, bad experiences that lie in the past are a constant reminder of the image we have for ourselves. They tell you you have fought Biafra war. They tell you you fought Biafra war. You want to fight Biafra again. And they deceive you. They tell you you are corrupt. You are corrupt. You can't govern yourself. Igbo people, you are corrupt. Igbos are corrupt. Igbos are scammers. Igbos are this. You can't govern yourself. You want everybody want to be chairman. Everybody want to be leader. They install these things, fallacies into you. It germinated today to the extent that some of you now choose Abuja to be your home, thinking that Abuja is going to be a safe haven for you. Didn't you? By now you think you are going to build mansion on top of the sky in Abuja. Today, Abuja has fallen. Abuja has fallen. Will your self-esteem help you? Will this thing that the Fulani injected in you help you? You know, when we were growing up, this particular something that the Fulani injected on average Igbo man or Biafra. They tell you Hausa people are the one that always speaking the truth. They tell you you can trust Hausa person more than an Igbo person. They tell you if you want to bring a security, bring Hausa man. You will keep your phone, the Hausa man will be there and your phone will not disappear. All these junks, all this evil, all this plan, all this thing, that mechanism they put to make sure they install this hatred amongst your brothers has been germinating, and today that is what is putting you in Abuja. When we talk about Biafra, you say you better stay in Nigeria. I want to know how you are going to withstand the sound of this bullet when they enter your street in Abuja. But let me tell you, with all the lies told about the Igbos and Biafra, today we are united in the struggle to liberate Biafra. Even with the bad eggs amongst them, we have been able to make a very big stride in making sure that the security of our people in Biafra land is guaranteed to some extent because of the way the leaders in this eastern region of Nigeria has sabotaged the Biafra and our security in those regions. Otherwise, I tell you today, we have been able to achieve a very big stride in the midst and in the middle of this confusion that has never been achieved in Biafra struggle since after the Biafra war. Of course, the bad experience have contributed to the difficulties and the obstacles we face today in Biafra struggle. Experience from Biafra war. But what you do not understand is that the world is always evolving. This image from the Biafra war have continued and constant a reminder, reminding you of the image of what people passed through during the war. Today, the war is on before your doorstep. So, this bad experience that lie in the past are a constant reminder of the image we have of ourselves. But it is not only that. The transactional analysis or personality theory that integrate psychoanalysis with other humanistic approach suggests that early in life, we decide out of awareness on a well-defined course of action called the script. And the reason we are here today to address Biafrans is that this script, we are changing it. That we then carry on throughout our life, even though it becomes dysfunctional when adult. Have you ever found yourself thinking, why is this thing happening over and over again? Why is this killing happening over and over again and nothing is being done about it? Have you ever thought about it? That's when most likely you are living your script over and over again. And we have come to change the script today. I am telling you that the script have been changed. That script that you will find yourself in Nigeria and you will continue to complain over one thing. You complain Fulani are killing. You complain they have kidnapping along Kaduna. You complain they have attacked Kaduna, Abuja community. You complain they have helicopter. You complain, and at the end of the day, there is nothing to show for it. When our people are there doing everything to support Eastern Security Network to create awareness and raise funds, you kick against it. At the end of the day, the same thing repeats itself over and over again. I am telling you today, the 29th day of July, we are changing the script. We are changing the script. That script of one Nigeria, that script of going to election every 4 years, that script of bring P2B, that script of an Igbo man can change Nigeria, that script of one Nigeria, we are changing it. And go and mark it. Biafra people are speaking to you today. We will change it, and the world will know that we have really come out to change the script. Because you have carried the script almost all your life. The script of making Nigeria one is a task. We have changed it. And if you do not believe me, you will see it in this coming 2023. I tell you today, for the interest of Biafra across Nigeria, and as Biafra people face the insecurity challenges and terrorist attack across Nigeria, we are hereby notifying all Biafrans in Nigeria that we are about to change the script for their own good. We are about to change the script of election for your own good. And after watching what is going on in Abuja, and they are calling for the impeachment of the president, you think impeaching the president will solve the problem? These are people who are still living on the script. Give it to them. Script of fallacy, script of falsehood, script of fake promise, script of fraud. Given to you as Nigeria, and you are following the script. We are coming to change it. The notification has come today that the script that the British gave you, and you are working on that script, we are changing it. P2B went to United Kingdom. They gave him a script. He came to Nigeria. He jumped from PDP to another party, playing the script of British. Tell P2B, not even Britain will stop the movement that is coming. We are aware that Britain have what we call agreement, defense agreement with Nigeria of over how many billion pounds in defense. When the time comes, we will crush it. I am telling you. We are now in 21st century, and the world, there are crises everywhere. People are trying to defend their own freedom. Ukraine is doing the same thing. I will be a coward to know what I have known today and stay quiet and keep calm and allow Biafra to be annihilated by those that believe that they know it all, or that they are more superior as a human than the other, to be the worst chaotic thing I would have done. And then also, God will never forgive me, because for me to be what I am today and have the opportunity to change things, and I didn't do it, God will never forget me or forgive me even at death. So I want you to inform Biafrans all over the world that the script of Nigeria is changing starting from today. After the attack, we wanted to change this script just maybe towards the end of this year. Tell everybody in Nigeria, those residing in the northern Nigeria, that the script is changing. So, I tell you today, Biafra people, for the interest of Biafra across Nigeria, and as Biafra people face the insecurity challenges and terrorist attack across Nigeria, we are hereby notifying all Biafrans for the very second time that we are about to change the script for their own good. As the terrorists are attacking capital of Nigeria without resistance, the Biafra people are putting up measures for Biafra breakaway or exit, as you may call it. Why this is going on, why the attack and the upsurge of the terrorists are going on, we are working seriously on the ground to put measures in place and get ready for Biafra breakaway in 2023. I want you to understand that attention, when we talk about this self-esteem and the moral way of life, attention plays also an important role in focusing on negative aspect of reality. And ourselves, let first though define attention. Attention is that which take possession of our mind. It is the focal point of consciousness. How has this attention affected you today? If you have a low esteem, a low self-esteem, this focal point is most likely negative. It is affecting all of you, those Biafrans that are yet to understand that they need to fund the Eastern Security Network. You are having a low self-esteem syndrome because you never believe that Biafra will be a nation. I am telling you today, researchers estimate that each attend more or less 20,000 thoughts, what people think every day. And our ancestral tendency is to pay more attention to the negative ones, which is pure survival instinct. Biafra agitation is no longer tout, is no longer motopack. Professionals have joined the league. We are making impact and alliances all over the world. It is no longer because Biafra is here, it's no longer the time you say uneducated people are there. Those people are no longer in the forefront of the agitation. Most people with low self-esteem, though, are more prone to paying attention to the negative aspect of themselves, their lives and external input, such as people and their situation. This is what Nigeria has offered you. Nigeria has made every Biafran to see himself or herself as a low self-esteem. And all you do is to see the negative impact of Igbo man. All you do is to see the negative part of Igbo man. You do not see the positive part. Upon the fact that Nigeria tells you, Igbo contribute the best. Igbo can change Nigeria. Igbo can do everything, turn it upside down and turn it to gold. Yet, you don't see that part of Igbo man. You don't see that part of a Biafran. You see the negative part of Biafra. Igbo man is this, Igbo man is that. But Nigeria is telling you, even as bad as Nigeria tells you that Igbo man is this. Yoruba man tells you Igbo man can change Nigeria. Hausa man tells you Igbo can convert anything. Every other tribe in Nigeria tells you about Igbo man. Only you, the Igbo man, that is see yourself as enemy of yourself. Yet, you don't understand the impact you would make in a nation that you are going to govern yourself with every blessing of God upon your life. Today, we have come to change the script. I want you can name this speech of the Nation Today address as changing the script. This is called negative confirmation bias. And it is quite like seeing the world and us in a true dark lenses, failing to pay attention to the positive. You fail to pay attention to the positive of Biafra people. When you talk about freedom, you say, oh, they are fighting on social media. How can they govern themselves? That is the negative part. You pick it, but yet you call Obi. Obi want to be a president. Obi want to do this and do that. Is Obi not also part of that negative part that makes you not to support Biafra? Don't worry. By the time Biafra come, you will take your bag and baggage and go to northern Nigeria. and enjoy your nut. Believe me, we will give you the opportunity. This has tremendous impact on how we feel about ourselves. The meaningfulness we get out of our lives, and of course, our behaviors. Nigeria has impacted your life, and today you are branded with so many negative names to point that you are scared of your own freedom. Nigeria has done that. They impact you with all manner of thoughts. You become scared of yourselves to the point that you as a Biafran is scared of having your own freedom. And they do that, and they stay by the side, and they laugh at you. They say, look at them. They thought they are educated. We have impacted this particular low self-esteem on them, and look at how they brand each other. Why the terrorists are coming, carrying gun. You have never seen the Fulani man or the federal government branding the Fulanis that are killing your military, killing your personnel, wiping villages, branding them with bad names. They call them criminals. Ordinary criminals, they call them. They call them criminals. Some of you in the struggle have called me criminal. That is the same value that the Fulani attached to the terrorists that you see bombarding Abuja yesterday. Yet you call yourself a brainy person. Why this state of the nation has become necessary is because we are changing the script. And we are going to change this script by force. We are going to change it in this armed struggle. If you do not know that we have entered armed struggle, we are declaring the armed struggle today. In case you don't have knowledge about that, we are into armed struggle for our freedom. I want you to understand that Nigeria impacted you, impacted your life, and today you branded with so many negative names to the point that you are scared of your own freedom because of the negative impact of Fulani government policies in your life. Only Biafra can solve this problem. That as Biafra using Nigeria passport, you are treated as a criminal or as a terrorist, while you are not one of them. Yet, your low self-esteem could not allow you to support Biafra. You are scared of what Biafra would be. You are scared of the lies and the propaganda that they manipulated you into. I want every one of you watching me today on this State of the Nation broadcast to think that the impact of tunnel vision focus on the negative and how this can make matters worse than they are. They create more stress. They create more stress, increase insecurity, and we end up engaging in behaviors that are ultimately disconnected from our values. Today, some of you have completely disconnected, even with your so low self-esteem and your insecurity on supporting Biafra. You have been disconnected from the value that made you who you are as a Biafran. Yes, a vicious circle. Nigeria has given all this as a failed state. What I'm telling you today is fact. We do not mince words. Nigeria has given all these things I have said as a failed state. This is the impact of Nigeria in your life. A failed state. Today, when the Fulani terrorists were attacking Abuja, all of you were running scatter. Some of you that built one bacha in Abuja, in the area where they attacked, you ran for your life. And the government were not there to help you. Because I want you to understand that no, the presence of Biafrans in that area are much. Just the way when they attacked church in Yoruba land, all of you were shouting, they have attacked Yoruba, they have attacked Yoruba church. Do you know the number of Biafrans that were casualties or victims in that church attack is higher than the number of Yorubas? Have you forgotten that almost all the people that were interviewed as a victim of that church attack were all Biafrans? Igbo-speaking Biafrans. Are you not aware? That is why we are now addressing every Biafran across Nigeria. A failed state without strong governance that plunged into disorder. Nigeria is an example of that. Violence and sponsoring terrorism against its own people and citizens. Nigeria, being a failed state, must end by 2023 because we have seen that failing state can quickly become a threat to international security, be it by exporting drugs or by becoming a safe haven for terrorists. Nigeria, as today, has become a safe haven for terrorists. It's a place where the capital of the country will be attacked, under heavy attack, and no resistance. It means that Nigeria has become a safe haven for terrorists. And that is a threat to America. It's a threat to the Western world. When one of the generals from the United States was making speech a few years ago that the terrorists are trying to create safe haven in Nigeria, and after that, they are going to attack America. Little did he know, with all their intelligence everywhere, that Nigeria has actually become a safe haven for terrorists.
Heaven, the very oldest language on the face of this very earth.
Yes, I can say that from what I have just listened from you, it is just not ordinary.
Very wonderful. When my lawyers came to see me, I had a discussion with them about how I'm going to defend myself. I told them that
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining us on this very morning program. I appreciate everyone that have joined us wherever you are joining us. Thank you for joining. Accept our greetings according to your time zone. If you are watching from Europe, America, Australia, Canada, New Zealand, you're watching us from Russia, you're watching us from Ukraine, you're watching us from China, you're watching us from the state of Israel, you are watching us from Biafra land. I welcome every one of you and I say, may Chukwu Okike Abiam continue to guide and protect everyone that has connected. As you join us on this program, please, if the program resonates with you and you are part of us, kindly like and share the program to all platforms. Don't watch alone. One of the responsibilities we take, one of the assignments we are given is to make sure that we engage in radical evangelism to make sure the message gets to everyone that needs to hear us. Wherever you are, whoever you are, try as much as possible to continue to share the messages that have to do with the restoration of Biafra. Preach the message the best way you can. If you know the language that is fluent for you, if you know the opinion that is good for you, that you know that you can use to promote the cause of Biafra, please continue to do so. While you are doing so, you might be hated, you might be attacked. Your own brothers, your own sisters might attack you. People might hate you for what you are doing. But I bet you, if you have the conviction within your own heart that what you're doing is right, continue doing what you are doing. Continue doing what you are doing. No matter what you do and how you do it, people must talk. No matter what you say or how you say it, there are a group of people who will still talk. You can never please everybody. That is why in this platform is a platform for public opinion. No matter what you believe, no matter what you think, no matter your ideology, you are welcome. If you have a superior argument, you are highly welcome. And we give you the opportunity to express yourself. This platform is created for Biafrans to voice out their opinion. We are not here to force anybody to believe what we say. Neither are we here to cajole you into believing what you do not want to believe. The only thing we do is to make sure we open up a discussion, that we allow people to think critically. We open up a discussion that will allow people to see things from different angles, from different thoughts. Because when you judge based on your own understanding alone, you will always be right. As in only exam, must surely pass. Only exam, you pass compulsory. If you set an exam for yourself, definitely you're going to pass. So in this platform, we allow people to bring up their own opinion, suggestion, ideas, belief. You are entitled to that. Everybody must not agree with you. I must not agree with you. Neither are you compelled to agree with me. No, I can't force you to agree with me either. The only thing we do is that after we have discussed as brothers and sisters pursuing the same cause, we go back and we look through what we have talked about. And if there are places that we make amends, we make amends. Nobody is the master of wisdom or knowledge here. We are all putting things together and learning. There are things you learn from me, and there are things I'm going to learn from you. But if you continue to abuse and insult each other, or try to cage each other, if you try to continuously shaping the mouth of each other on what to say and what not to say, you cannot get a genuine contribution from the people. Feel free to speak from the bottom of your heart. Chukwu Okike Abiyama has given every one of us common sense. And that common sense, most time, it's called common sense, but it's not common. Some people ignore theirs and throw it dustbin, and that is the voice of Chukwu Okike Abiyama that we can hear most times. But some of us ignore it. Instead of applying the common sense, they begin to borrow stupidity that looks like knowledge. That is what some people do. They go ahead to borrow idiocy that looks like knowledge. But I bet you, if you can learn to apply your common sense yourself, you will realize that all this while you've wasted your precious time believing something that is not obtainable. So, my fellow Biafrans, wherever you are watching from, I welcome every one of you and I thank you for being part of this program. And I pray that Chukwu Okike Abiyama will continue to guide us, direct us, and lead us to that path that will lead us to our freedom. For those who are joining us for the very first time and those who are going to come across our video for the very first time, I want you to understand that in this platform, we do not come here to instigate violence. We don't come here to preach hate. We do not come here to attack people or individuals. We do not come here to attack any race or religion. What we do in this platform is to speak the truth and nothing but the truth. And to make sure that the plight of Biafra gets to where it needs to get to make sure that Biafran people are heard. We will continue to do that for as long as we have the opportunity to do so. Today we are going to be discussing on a very important topic which says Nigeria hidden occupation of Biafra. Nigeria hidden occupation of Biafra. False promises, false, and the truth they fear. Nigeria hidden occupation of Biafra. False promises, false, and the truth they fear. Every day we choose a topic to discuss, and I bet you every single topic we talk about here, if you follow us closely and listen carefully, you will be blessed and you are going to understand a lot of things. There are so many things that are happening that are not adding up. And some of us are getting confused because we are not getting the right information. Some of us are asking questions. Some of us are losing faith. Some of us are falling aside because they are not getting the right information. So I urge you to pay attention to these few minutes I'm going to spend, and I bet you'll be glad you did. So we are discussing how Nigeria continued to occupy Biafra land through false promises, diplomatic deception, military force, and the need for international intervention. A lot has continued to happen lately, and more is going to happen. And there is one that is happening again now that we are going to talk about when the time comes. My fellow Biafrans, brothers and sisters, lovers of justice and freedom all over the world, In this platform, we are not just here to discuss politics. No. We are discussing a crisis of trust, a crisis of ethnicity, identity, a crisis that had lasted for decades. That is what we're going to discuss. The question is simple. Is the Biafran issue truly resolved? Will it ever be resolved? Or is it being managed through delay, deception, and force? These questions need an answer. Will the Biafran question ever be resolved? Or is it being managed through delay, deception, and force? Try as much as possible to hang on and stay with us till the end of this program, because what I'm about to break down will challenge narrative, expose patterns, and raise a critical question. Is international mediation now the only peaceful way forward? Is international mediation now the only peaceful way forward? This is a question that is crying for answer. And I want you to pay close attention as we dive into this very message. For you to understand today and what is happening in the Zoological Republic of Nigeria, we must understand yesterday. You see, that is why most times when I come online here, I can play for the message of Nnamdi Kanu and Simon Ekpa for hours. And those who are watching and paying attention will get an answer to the question they are asking presently. Though the broadcast was made long ago, though the information was passed long ago, but when you listen carefully to the messages of Nnamdi Kanu that I play, it gives an answer to the present day. So to understand today, we must understand yesterday. The Nigerian Biafra conflict did not begin yesterday. It traces back to political tension, mistrust, and the civil war between 1967 and 1970. After the war ended, the phrase often repeated was, "No victor, no vanquish." Every Biafra must have heard this. No victor, no vanquish. This is the phrase. Even though you were not born during the Civil War, even those who were just born yesterday, they still hear that phrase. No victor, no vanquish. But many argue that while the guns went silent, the political structural tension did not disappear. And that is true. While the gun went silent, the political and structural tension did not disappear. It remains up to this day. Instead of full reconciliation, what follows were policies, negotiations, and political engagement that did not fully address grievance. That's the major problem. After the Civil War, instead of going into full reconciliation to put things in order and make sure that when you say never again, it is never again, they did not go into reconciliation. The 3R was abandoned completely. Reconstruction, rehabilitation, and reintegration. Everything was abandoned. What follows was policies, negotiations, and political engagement that did not fully address grievances. They began to choose actors that they're going to use against the Southeast instead of reconciliation and addressing the grievances. No, they choose individuals who continue to work for them, to keep you, to keep me in check, and make sure they made us submissive to them. So the question becomes, was there genuine integration at all? After the Civil War, was there genuine integration? Or was there surface level peace without structural resolution? Of course, you know what the answer is. Over the years, various administrations have made promises. These promises has been coming from 1970 after the Civil War. Restructuring, inclusion, economic development, political fairness, promises upon promises. Yet, supporters of Biafra's self-determination argue that these promises often fade after election. That is absolutely true. They will always bring these games to woo you and drag you into their election. Whenever they are coming close to their election, you will be hearing the phrases like, oh, there will be restructuring. Before the drug baron entered, every one of them was campaigning with restructuring. They were all talking about restructuring. They preach inclusion. Vote for us, you'll be included. Inclusion. Economic development. Political fairness. Just to drag you in. But after then, what do you see today? What we are seeing today is Nnamdi Kanu sentenced without an existing law, unlawfully convicted and sent to Sokoto. It is sad. No promises in the Zoological Republic is kept. They only put those promises to confuse you and to make you think that you are part of the Zoological Republic, only to subdue you and impose their agenda upon you, just like you are seeing today. Engagements are initiated. Delegations are invited. Statements are made. But implementation is zero. That is Nigerian for you. And that is why Biafrans have crossed the Rubicon and there's no going back. All this is I mentioned is why we have what shows that we have crossed the Rubicon and there's no going back. Because there is no promises you're going to make today that are not made before. There is nothing you're going to put on the table today apart from separation that has not been tried in Nigeria. Everything has failed. The only remaining solution is self-determination. Every promises made are never implemented. And that is where the controversy begins. Many activists claim that dialogue is frequently used to calm tension temporarily, which is true. Not to deliver lasting solution. Each time you hear Nigerian government talk about dialogue, the only target is to calm the tension, but not to find a solution. And I ask, is this diplomacy? or delay? Is it engagement or contentment? You know what the answer is. Every time Nigeria plays this delay game, they are still playing it differently this time. They are still playing the same game. With the involvement of the United States of America in the issue of Nigeria today, they have still embarked on that delay game, trying to delay as much as they can until the government that is responsible to make things happen leaves, and then they will continue as usual. But I pray that the United States will not fall victim to this their dangerous game that they are playing. They have started playing again. Successive government, including the current administration under Bola Ahmed Tinubu, has emphasized national unity and security. That is their national anthem. Every time they tell you about national unity, talk about security. From the federal government perspective, the priority is preserving territorial integrity and preventing instability. That's what they all think about. However, labeling agitation as purely security threat oversimplify a complex political issue. Instead of addressing the issue of the agitation, why we agitating, they see us as threat. They go extreme to proscribe us, not because we committed any crime, because we are asking for self-determination. Instead of entering into dialogue with us, they go into dialogue with terrorists, known terrorists that have committed havoc. And what they do is to make our struggle irrelevant. And they try to water everything down, even in the presence of the international community. When political demands are framed only as security challenges, the response often becomes security-based. That is why they always describe us the way they describe us, so that they can find a means to attack the Biafran people and take lives. It is sad. Security operations have been conducted in the southeast over the years and still being conducted as we speak. Security operations are still going on. The government maintains these are necessary to address violence and maintain order. But we know it's a lie. They always make the world see us as violent. They always make the world see our area as chaotic. And it is being done intentionally. Many local voices argue that heavy security presence increases tension rather than resolving root causes, which is true. Putting security officers everywhere across Biafra land can never ever solve a problem. It will increase the problem. And that is what we are seeing today. Do Nigerian government want to resolve the Biafra issue? Of course, they are not interested. From their actions, from their operations, they are not interested. I want you to know that when community feel militarized, instead of politically hard, mistrust deepen. And you can't imagine the kind of mistrust we have today as Biafrans with the contraption called Nigeria. That is why we will never stop agitating. We will continue to agitate for our freedom. We will continue to agitate for self-determination. And no amount of intimidation will stop us. agitation, security response, more grievance, more agitation. Breaking the cycle requires more than force. It requires political courage. But who is that that's going to have that political courage in Nigeria? None of them. What they are busy is fighting the Biafran people to destroy innocent life, and they took over our land by force. Instead of doing the rightful thing, they prefer engaging in their criminal activities, criminal diplomacy, bribery and corruption to change narratives. Today, we know about the detention of our Supreme Leader Nnamdi Kanu, which is today at the center of the dispute. We see Nnamdi Kanu as our Supreme Leader, advocating for self-determination. But the Nigerian government view his action through the lens of national security and law enforcement. Nnamdi Kanu is not a threat, has never been. All he has been agitating for is self-determination. That's what he has been asking for. Peaceful agitation. But they criminalize him. They criminalized Nnamdi Kanu and made him look different from who he is. They misrepresented him with their write-ups, in their media, in their courts. He is always misrepresented. And the international community is watching. I want you to hear the undeniable truth. As long as the case of Nnamdi Kanu remains unresolved, it remains symbolic. To supporters, the detention of Nnamdi Kanu represents political suppression. We know what it is. Intimidation, abuse, but to Nigerian government, they see it as the right thing to do. They call it their own kind of enforcement of the law. Even though they could not be able to show us the law under which Nnamdi Kanu was convicted. This difference in perception is precisely why dialogue, transparency, and possibly neutral mediation are being demanded. International community have to weigh in the case of Biafra and Nigeria, and this is the time. There is no other time much more ripe than the time that we are in now to talk about the issue of the Biafran freedom. To speak on the agitation of the Biafran people. International intervention is needed in the case of Biafra today. International intervention is seriously needed. Why are many voices demanding international involvement? This is the question some people ask. When we talk, they say, why are we demanding international involvement? We are demanding for international involvement because when internal dialogue breaks down, when trust between parties collapses, when every engagement is viewed with suspicion, neutral mediation can help rebuild confidence. We need an international body to weigh in the case of Biafra and Nigeria. We can no longer coexist together. And I want everybody to know international intervention does not mean interference. It means facilitation. Facilitation. So don't mix it up. Like some of them will interpret and say, oh, we are calling for the invasion of Nigeria. Nobody is calling for any invasion. What we are simply saying is there must be something like a UN-backed up dialogue. African Union mediation, international observers, legal transparency, confidence-building measures. That is what we are talking about. It doesn't necessarily mean subjecting anybody to anything, no. When dispute becomes prolonged and emotionally charged, neutral actors can sometimes help both sides step back and re-engage. It is high time Nigeria come down from their high horse and discuss with Biafra. Allow them to go. When I say discuss, that's what I mean is recognizing the referendum have done already and let Biafra have their freedom. Release the Supreme Leader Nnamdi Kanu. It's long overdue. What we are asking is a peaceful end to this forceful friendship or marriage or whatever you can call it. It's not working for anybody. Peaceful resolution does not mean chaos. It does not mean violence. It does not mean instability. A peaceful resolution could include structural dialogue, constitutional discussion, transparent legal processes, community reconciliation, political reform. There are so many ways you can go about these things to achieve the same aim. If only our people can pay attention, and those who are in position could be able to weigh in into these issues. The goal is not escalation. The goal is clarity. The goal is stability. The goal is justice in a way that prevents future conflicts. That's what we're asking for. We're not demanding for too much. So I don't know why it is difficult for the world to pay attention and hear us. We're not asking for too much. We are just asking for a little. Just a little here and there. I don't know why it is difficult for the world to listen. And the big question is, can Nigeria resolve this internally with credibility and trust restored? Of course, you know what the answer is. Nigeria does not have the capacity to do that. But the world is asking, has the level of mistrust reached a point where credible international mediation is necessary? Absolutely, it has reached. It has reached. There's no other way. And I want to ask the Zoological Republic, do you think that the continued detention of Nnamdi Kanu can produce peace? If you think so, you are a joker. Can force produce loyalty? Never. Can delay dialogue produce unity? Never. These are not emotional questions. They are strategic questions. And I want every one of us, as you're listening, be giving your own answer. History teaches us sometimes things very powerful. Unresolved political questions do not disappear, they evolve. Unresolved political questions do not disappear, they evolve. And you know what that means? The Biafra question is not just about territory. The Biafra question is not just about territory. It is about identity. It's about trust. It's about political structure. It's about justice. But it's unfortunate that we are still lacking people who can see reasons and do justice to the demand of the Biafran people. We need justice. And justice, real justice, requires transparency, courage, and dialogue. Whether one supports unity or self-determination, one truth stands above all. Lasting peace only comes when people feel heard. Lasting peace only comes when people feel heard. May Chukwu continue to be with us and show us the path that we shall go. The world is watching. The world is watching what is going on in Biafra land. The time for credible, peaceful engagement is now. Don't allow anybody to deceive you or distract you. If you believe peaceful dialogue is better than prolonged tension, write on the comment section. Write on the comment section, peace through justice. Peace through justice. Wherever you are watching this program from, I decided to go back. This is one of our old messages that every one of you must have heard. But I decided to go back to it for us to be able to understand what is going on. So many of you must have seen the move that Bianca Ono is making recently. You must have seen the move that Bianca is making. The same move he made against Master Simon Ekpa. He is making the same move now in Israel. But I believe that the state of Israel is not Finland. The state of Israel is not Finland. Because the issue of Biafra has gotten to the parliament, the Israel parliament, discussed in Knesset, and vote was casted. Biafra got higher vote. Today, Bianca Ono has been sent again against Biafran people to Israel. Many of you must have seen the picture. You must have heard it. If you have not heard it before, you are not hearing it. It is so sad to see what our people have become. Each time they want to fight us, they use us to fight us. This same Bianca was the person they used to fight Master Simon Ekpa. the political wife of our eternal leader, who doesn't know anything about Biafra. The father was a politician, a saboteur too. Is today sabotaging everything that has to do with Biafra. She is the one they are using to sabotage. They sent her to Finland. She went and lied against Mazi Simon Heba, and he was detained. Today, after seeing the video that was made by our sister in Israel, she is now in a mission to discredit what that sister has done. But no matter what they do and how they do it, she will definitely fail. When she took this appointment, our prime minister warned her to stay in her lane. We know she's a politician, a political wife that was used to deceive our eternal leader. Today, Nigerian government is using her to manipulate everything against Biafra. We will never forgive, and we will not forget. You can continue to do everything you can. You can continue to dance around. But I want you to know one thing. Finland and Israel is not the same. You went to Finland, you succeeded. Now you are in Israel. To stop the recognition of Biafra in Israel, you will come back in shame. You will come back in shame. So wherever you are as a Biafran, in this state that we are, our enemies are no longer hiding. We know them. And whenever we see them, we will call them out. The enemies of Biafran people. And Bianca is one of the enemies. Bianca is one of the enemies. And we will never forget. She has delayed Biafra enough. And if she doesn't stop, Chukwu will take her away. That is our prayer. It is so sad what our people have to go through. But no matter what happens, we will never give up. Biafrans must continue to do whatever they have to do, because the zoo has ended. No matter what they say, no matter the zoo has ended, and it is not going to get better any soon.
Don't follow for God, They say Tinubu don't follow for God, Tinubu don't follow for God, He want to take it, that's the top of our head. Senate house fall and the criminals, country military fall and the terrorists, injustice, on motor shop forget law for inside court, Changaro Republic at the government, Abubakar Malami don't fall for God, him and EFCC put leg for shit. Them say Sheikh Kukumi don't fall for God, because Donald Trump don't come to Machamo. He go matching Boko boys, matching terrorists, as the government knows the way for kidnapping to stop. I make it don't fall for God, they make Nigerians see one die for suffer.
To the point that the president of the country has been threatened that he's going to be kidnapped. Up to the point that impeachment proceeding or motion were raised at the National Assembly, only for the Senate president, who is also a Fulani and part of the sponsor of this jihadist and this Fulanization, turned it down, up to the point that the opposition senators walked away from the National Assembly. The country is in chaos, failed state. And we have come to change the script. Those of them who thought they have something impact to make in the National Assembly, when they tell you Peter Obi should go and become president. I want to ask you today, how would Peter Obi impact and change Nigeria when the Senate president will become a Fulani and the people that are going to be at the National Assembly are bigger in number from the north, from the Fulani, than the people of the secular side? How will you change the system? For those of you who do not understand, I want you to know that the 12 states of northern Nigeria that are under Sharia law, they are all Muslim representatives. No Christian will be voted to come to Abuja to represent those states that practice Sharia law. Are you aware of that? If you have any of that from the 12 northern states that practice Sharia law, if you have any Christian as a senator, come and show it to me. Now, we must end this in 2023. The terrorists collaborate with the other Nigerian security agencies to carry out their terrorist attack, like what you saw in Abuja last night. They kidnapped just 2 kilometers away from the military checkpoint across Nigeria. And this is no longer issue that anybody will doubt. So what has your low self-esteem Nigeria impacted on you or in you? How have that affected the situation? They are now threatening to kidnap the fake president of Nigeria and has waged war against the capital of Nigeria called Abuja. With all this fact I have said so far, it is clear that Nigeria has become a safe haven for terrorists and has posed a serious threat to international security. I want to also remind you, the proliferation of terrorists or the upsurge of terrorists is not far from the call the fake president made while he was in Egypt. He made a call calling all the terrorists in Africa, all Fulani in Africa, to come to Nigeria without a visa, in validation to the fact that Fulani claim that Nigeria belongs to them. They claim the ownership of Nigeria. This man went to Egypt and opened the door for all the terrorists from all other Northern Africa to enter Nigeria, and today they have arrived. They have arrived. But you continue to talk about P2P and election. They have arrived. But you continue to live on the script given to you. The script is changing. Are you aware of that? But with a new breed of terrorists sponsored by the government who are willing to inflict mass casualties on our society, the proliferation and the upsurge has acquired a new sense of urgency to the Biafran people. And we have here to call for that urgency. The urgency is that the funding of the Eastern Security Network must be on daily basis. Everybody must now change this particular script and channel your tithe and everything to funding of the Eastern Security Network. Our own security. I want you, those of you who are shouting, if this kind of arms enters your village in any part of Biafra land today, who do you think will stand them? I am asking you. Who do you think will stand these people? You think that in Abuja, the army could not stand them? Is it in Anambra that the army is going to stand them? Who do you think will stand them? The Eastern Security Network is... haven't watched this, who do you think will stand these people? You think when they can operate freely in Abuja, a whole Abuja, is it in Anambra that a military man will come to stand them? Is it in Ebonyi State that a man will come, that police will come and stand them? Is it in Enugu State? The answer is no. And so who is going to stand against these people when they come? The same Eastern Security Network we are raising funds for. So from this video, what conclusion are we to draw from the new security environment in Biafra land? What is our conclusion? What should we in effect, or what should we have in an effective security strategy? Look like some of you will begin to get your sense back. Let me give you a few pointers. First, I believe that any security strategy today has to do or has to be a very strategic or strategy of engagement. Either we tackle these challenges to our security when and where they emerge. We tackle it wherever they emerge. Or they will end up on our doorstep. Today, after the attack in Abuja yesterday, it has become imperative for this particular state of the nation broadcast that if you are not yet part of funding the Eastern Security Network, the time is now. Otherwise, it may be in your doorstep. Because Nigeria security agencies are part of them. And if you think that when this happens in Biafra land, all these governors will come and ask military to come and you are just living in full paradise. So, Ebubago military has been confirmed to be criminals from across other ethnic nationalities, and even Fulanis are now in Ebubago, in our own Biafra land. A Fulani man has become Ebubago. This is fact. And we must deal with it decisively. Our first priority now is to wipe Ebubago out of Biafra land, anywhere they are. That is number one move. Ebubago have never been seen engaging any herdsmen with AK-47. Ebubago has never been seen engaging anybody that has gone as a Fulani terrorist. Rather, Ebubago was formed to hunt Eastern Security Network, and we have openly declared that war. It is going to be between us and Ebubago, even though it is going to be a little bit distraction. Because, it is part of the war game. The war game is that you try as much as possible to distract your enemy. So, governors in the southeast who are supporting Ebubago, they are our number one enemy. Because the people they recruited into Ebubago are not Biafrans. Those in the Igbo-speaking part of Biafra land, they are not Igbo-speaking. So what they do, they give them money and say, go after Biafra agitators. So you have come to understand today that Ebubago is never in any way to combat any terrorist attack or to combat any Fulani herdsmen carrying AK-47 or to do any other thing other than to look for Eastern Security Network and our young men and youth. So our focus, not all focus, we partly go to Ebubago. We're going to wipe them out of Biafra land. It is part of the script we are going to rewrite. I want you to understand that the second thing that is going to be my point at this evening, we need to look at the security today in a holistic fashion. In an age where security challenges have become multidimensional, our response must be multidimensional as well. We see today that the kidnappers are kidnapping people just 2 kilometers away from the military checkpoint. Soludo also have bragged that branded all manner of names against Eastern Security Network and agitators. He called them kidnappers, he called them criminals. But Soludo vigilante second in command or a commander has been arrested for kidnapping. Did you see Soludo coming to social media to talk about that his own vigilante, Anambra vigilante, were arrested for kidnapping? No. This brings me directly to my third point. Any viable security strategy today must be a strategy of group teamwork. No single agitating group possesses all the necessary means for effective security or for effective security management. In our land today, Eastern Security Network need your support, and they need the support of all groups to combat these terrorists. Only through cooperation, alliances, will the full range of the instrument be available to us. And of course, we do not want the presence of military in our land going forward. They also become our enemy because the military have proven and have shown their unpreparedness, and then also those who have alliances with these terrorists, they have shielded them while they attack and kidnap our people. My fourth point, a strategy of engagement requires not only a variety of instruments, but also patience in applying them. That is why we are working assiduously every day and night with Umada, chaired by Madam Azoka Charles Nwankwo. We apply the highest level of patience while dealing with these challenges we are facing. We engage and we also engage. We need to keep up our engagement. If we want to change things for the better, we need to do more than provide armed security. We also need to assist in creating a conducive environment for long-term stability. This we have done by asking the leaders to pull out the military from our land to enable us face these terrorists that came to Abuja, that we'll see also, you will see them in Biafra land very soon. As you see them attacking Abuja today, do not think that they are far from your land. They are coming to you. When they are done with Abuja, you are next. Are you sure you can count on this military when that happens? Are you sure you can count on the military when that happens? The military that cannot protect Abuja from being under attack, the military that cannot stop them from kidnapping people from the railway, going from Abuja to Kaduna. Are you sure you can trust this military when that happens? Which brings me to my fourth and final point. A truly effective strategy of engagement, one that has a lasting impact, must be strategy that is firmly based on values. Value system has been the motto of Biafra. We value our lives and value ourselves. So our operational engagement must have the value system. And that Eastern Security Network has applied in the highest decorum. I want to inform you today, as we look forward to liberate Biafrans from Nigeria come 2023, where Biafra is going to be where democracy and freedom, human rights and religious tolerance are the key principles that we must never compromise. And this assurance we have given to the international community, those who care to listen to us. There will not only be permanent features of our way of life in Biafra Republic, there will also provide our security policies with the moral compass. I want to inform you, these, in my view, are some of the key underlying principles for a strategy that seeks to address the insecurity in Biafra land. And I believe they explain why IPOB autopilot is so busy and why these alliances are in so much demand, because IPOB autopilot and ESN is able to make unique contribution to such broad strategy of engagement. Not as a police of Biafra, of course, but by making available certain measures in a way no other agitating group can or have ever done. This is because Biafra is here. One very strong measure or asset of that IPOB autopilot is to bring together all genuine agitating group before 2023. In IPOB autopilot under the leadership of Nnamdi Kanu, these groups sit around the same table trying to find consensus and develop common approach to defend Biafra and defend Biafra land and liberate Biafra people from Nigeria come 2023. This does not rule out occasional disagreement, but in the end, the culture of compromise and the habit of cooperation always proves stronger than our disagreement in the struggle. This deep-rooted sense of common purpose in getting Biafra liberated by 2023 has enabled the IPOB autopilot to engage in some of the most demanding engagement and to carry on even if the obstacle seemed insurmountable at times. This unique staying power is sometimes, or should I say, is something that only a permanent alliance can give you. Permanent alliance. It is tremendous measure and asset and something that we must preserve. Every alliances we have had so far must be preserved going forward as we are changing the script of Nigeria in your life. Over the past 1 year, IPOB autopilot has developed relation with dozens of Biafra diaspora groups in countries in Europe and beyond. These partnership or alliances, as you may call it, have thus created a cooperative momentum that has never before existed on this Biafra movement. We are now broadening this cooperation further by enhancing our cooperation with countries that seek our cooperation, but seeking nations and government support as well. I want to inform Biafrans today that the next big challenge ahead of us is to build more structured relationship with other international organizations and the policymakers. I want you to understand that here too, we have already made considerable stride. We are also looking at the full activation of the Biafra government in exile and looking forward to welcoming them on board. We look forward to this. We look forward to welcoming the Biafra government in exile. If it is going to be for the best interest of Biafra people and the liberation of Biafra and the freedom of Biafra, we look forward to that. At the same time, we are also looking forward to having Ekwenche on board. We are looking forward to having Ekwenche on board.
As you listen to this very broadcast of Mazi Samoneko that was done 3 years ago, I want you to pay attention to the commitment he was making in unifying the Biafran groups. You know, when we talk about unification, work together, come together, it's not as if it started yesterday. Even while Mazi Samoneko was with us, he was fighting everything, doing everything he can to see that all Biafran groups harmonize themselves and unify themselves in their cause. He was reaching out to everybody, reaching into dialogue, reaching out to everybody. He did not leave anybody out, except for those who refused to join. It's up to you. He's not going to attack you. He will move on. But as for outreach, if you listen to this program, this message very well, go and get this very broadcast, listen to it carefully. You know, I have to stop in certain places because of the places where there were some of those Boko Haram attack, terrorist attack where he was playing. So I have to remove those ones. So when you watch it through, you will see at this last part, the effort that was made in unification and the role and how important it is that we must have that unity of purpose. It is very important. In many of broadcasts, he talked about it, he preached it, he went forward, he explained how far he went to make sure people are drawn close, no matter the group is. Look at him mentioning Ekwenche. How many of you remember Ekwenche? How many of you remember those groups he's mentioning? Some of us don't even remember anymore. But these are outreach and steps he took. And at the end of the day, look at where we are today. So, wherever you are as a Biafran, never give up. All hope is not lost. Even when it seems like all hope is lost, nothing is going to work out. Oh, we have lost it all. I bet you we have not lost it. We have not lost it. All we have to do is to continue to engage and focus. Because our enemy is not getting tired. Our enemies are not getting tired. When you look through and you see what they are doing today, more especially what the one that calls herself Bianca is doing, you begin to wonder. Because they're not getting tired. The same Bianca who went to Finland to plan the kidnap of our prime minister, she is still on that mission again in Israel. Because Israel parliament is discussing Biafra, they have now sent her to go to Israel. They have now sent her to go to Israel. And she's discussing the Biafra. But I bet you Israel and Finland is not the same. Israel is not Finland. Maybe she doesn't know. Israel is not Finland. And we strongly believe that Israel cannot just fall for Nigeria the way Finland fell. No. It's going to be a very high mountain for them to climb. And meanwhile, everywhere you are as a Biafran, continue to pray, never give up. Continue to pray and work hard, because the battle ahead of us is not a small one. It's not a small battle. We need to get prepared. We need to work hard to make sure we win the battle. And by the special grace of Chukwu, we shall win that battle. So, my fellow Biafrans, before we round up on the program, I think we have to go to the end part of it. Let me go. Before we go to the end part of the program, let's just have a very quick break, and then we come back for the last part of the program.
Don't follow for God, them say Tinubu don't follow for God, Tinubu don't follow for God, he want to take it, that's the chop off our head. Senate house fall and the criminals, country military fall and the terrorists, injustice, on motor shop forget law for inside God, Changaro Republic at the government, Abubakar Malami don't fall for God, him and EFCC put leg for shit. Them say Sheikh Kukumi don't fall for God, because Donald Trump don't come to Machamo. He go matching Boko boys, matching terrorists. As the government knows the way for kidnapping to stop. I make it don't fall for God. They make Nigerians see one die for suffer.
Thank you. Welcome back. I appreciate every one of you that have been around all this while. So before we go to the last part of the program, let's hear from our brother Ocean Master. Are you there? Ocean Master, are you there?
Yeah, Mazi True Survival. Ndewo, Mazi True Survival.
Hello, my brother.
Oh, thank you for this program. It's a wonderful one. When I joined the program, I saw a devil on your screen. So I wonder what the devil is doing on your on the screen on your program. So I listened, and from your exposition, you're explaining that it's like she went to Israel, right?
Yeah, she's meeting with the ambassador of Israel. Another. They have sent her again for another mission.
Okay. So her visit, is it that she's in Israel or she's visiting the ambassador of Israel in Nigeria?
She's visiting the ambassador and she's going to be in Israel.
Okay. So it is good that God exposed them before time. Very important. It is. Let me first of all, I greet Biafrans around the globe. Greetings to you according by your time zone, and we appreciate the lovers of freedom listening now, and the people that will listen thereafter. Those on comment sections, you're doing wonderfully well. As you're listening, remember to like and share the program. Remember to invite others to watch as well, so that we make it go viral and our message will get to Israel. Mazi, True Survival, and my fellow Biafrans, it is a shame that some people doesn't have shame. It is a shame that Bianca Uno from Ngo in Urenugu State did not have a shame on her face. It is a shame that the person who called herself the third or fourth wife of our internal leader could not respect the idea and the ideology that his late husband, fought for until death. the ideology that the father spent all the wealth of his grandfather to make sure that that ideology is actualized, to make sure that Biafrans are not killed, annihilated, or taking the land of Biafrans by the invaders, Fulani, herdsmen, killers, terrorists. It is so unfortunate that the devil woman on your screen allow herself to be used to do the dirty job. I don't even believe that if his father, Sisi Ono, is alive, she will be happy with what her devilish daughter is doing. Even if this woman is a replica of Fulani facially and body structure, but so far as she's claimed to be born in Biafra or born in a family of a notable Biafran family, she would have respected herself. It's the shame that what is going on all the way from northern Nigeria, from Meduguri to Sokoto to Niger State to Zamfara to Katsina to Plateau State in the Middle Belt and Benue. It is a shame that what is going on in Yoruba land now, even though that the Yorubas are trying to cover their own, the killings, the kidnapping that is enormously going on in Yoruba land, then the one that is going on in Biafra land as well, even as we are resisting them in Biafra land with everything in us, that this woman, this devil in your screen called Bianca Ono, will have the face to go and lobby international bodies or countries into the corruption of Nigeria. Bianca Ono allow herself to be an instrument to use so that the foreign countries will collude with Nigerian government or accept the bribe of Nigerian government, that the mass corruption of economic benefits, just like what they have done to Finland. Give them contracts that worth billions of dollars, give them oil from Biafra land, and Finland could not resist that. Today, the same devil that left Finland is now pushing her way to Israel. First of all, let me call the consciousness of our people, Biafrans. Jenny Biafrans, we will not allow her to get to Israel. We have to stop her before she gets to Israel. Through our activities, so far as we have seen this picture and the games that she's playing, you know the game that the devil can play. You know the devil that the game that this devilish woman is playing. We must have to create the awareness to the notable or notice of a Finnish embassy, to the notice of Israel and the Prime Minister of Israel, Benjamin Netanyahu, to the notice of the opposition parties and leaders of Israel, that the devil have came to attend to lure them in the wide corruption and terrorism that is going on in Nigeria. He have come to lure them to be part of the terrorism that is terrorizing the world. Nigeria finances terrorists. El-Rufai, the former governor of Kaduna State, said it, that the federal government of Nigeria are financing terrorists. The ICICs, the Fulani headsmen, the Boko Harams of this world, and all other Lukwarus and other terrorist group. And it is in the open, because in a country whereby the federal government are paying the bandits and terrorists, and the kidnapping are just like the most easiest thing you can do in Nigeria. They kidnap at wills. They kidnap even the soldiers, generals in Nigerian army, and kill a lot of them. That will tell you how involved Nigerian government is. So we must have to create this awareness and bring it to the notice of Israel so that they will not fall. Because Nigerian, this devil woman, the Sisiono of Ngo daughter, Bianca, who the picture is here on the screen, will do everything to carry the corruption of Nigeria to Israel. But you know one thing for sure, Israel has got God's own people. Israel are God's own people. Israel have great experience of what terrorism means to the world.
Yes.
Israel have been fighting the battle from the ages. Israel are surrendered by the nations of hatred and terrorists. They know what it means to live with terrorists. They know what it means to allow the terrorists to operate free. They know what it means when the terrorists are in charge. That is why Israel are not giving them breathing space. So Israel, Benjamin Netanyahu, the Prime Minister of Israel, and all the people that matters in Israel, we are the Jewish Christians, or you call us Christians, Judaism. We are the Igbos that the ancient history connect us with Israel. Either we are the father of Israel, or the Israelites are the father of us. We have common cultures related together. Some of our languages are very similar. Some of our doings of ancient, I'm talking about of ancient until today, are still currently similar. And the most important of it, we have the same faith. We have the same nature of doing businesses. And we are fighting the same cause. If we allow these terrorists to lay hands into the motherland of Biafra, or the bite of Biafra, then the world will be in sorrow. Then the world will be on sorrow. So Israel, do not fall for the prey of this woman. Stand shoulder with shoulder. Stand shoulder to shoulder with the Biafran government. Stand shoulder to shoulder with Biafran people to fight this terrorism and this menace, these human killers. Stand shoulder to shoulder with USB, United States of Biafran government, led by Dr. Ngozo Rabeze. Stand shoulder to shoulder with this United States of Biafran government to make sure that terrorists are defeated in Biafra land. And our Prime Minister, Man Samoneba, have promised before he was taken by Finland, as they colluded with Nigerian government in their corruption. Man Samoneba said that we will help Nigeria as Biafran nations to pursue out the terrorists in Nigeria until they get back to their base, Futajalon. And Mazi Simon Ekpa, the Prime Minister of Biafra, said that we are the Israel in Africa. When Israelites need soldiers that will provide, Biafra will provide Israelites 15,000 foot soldiers to support their fight for freedom, their fight to live in a free world. So Benjamin Netanyahu, the Prime Minister of Israel, those of interest in Israel government and governance, you can now imagine and get the link, the belief, and the ideas we have together. Do the needful. Biafrans, do the needful. Do the needful. The Israel and the Israeli government led by Benjamin Netanyahu. Biafrans need your support, strongly support, as your own people, as your own faith, those who believe in your faith as well. Give them, support them in what they need, in what we need to fight this battle and win it completely. Because once we win the battle, the world will be a safer place. America will be well protected, Israel will be well protected, Europe will be well protected, Africans will be well protected. Because you know why these people are fighting to lay hand on our resources. You know why they are doing that. And we will not allow them. So Israel Prime Minister and the concerned person in Israel, there is a government of Biafra. The leader of that government now lives in America and Georgia State. Her name is Dr. Ngozi Orebeze, the Deputy Prime Minister. On the absence of our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who have been kidnapped by Nigerian government from Kenya and extraordinarily rendited to Nigeria, and now unjustifiably condemned him to life sentence and taking him to the heart of the caliphate, Sokoto State. Why they are there in Nigeria paying billions of dollars, trillions of nairas to so-called bandits and terrorists on open daylight, negotiating with them. You can get the idea what is going on. The same people collide with Finland and took our prime minister, and our prime minister is now in Finnish jail, serving 6 years sentence while we are waiting for the appeal. So the Israel Prime Minister, we have a Deputy Prime Minister by the name Dr. Ngozi Orebeze. Please, your diplomatic people, the opposition leaders of Israel, and the concerned ones can reach out to Dr. Ngozi Orebeze. Her phone number, her contact numbers are in her X handle. If you type Dr. Ngozi Orebeze on X or Twitter handle, you will find her and you can get her contact. Government may talk to government, or it is good for government to talk to government. The government will now detail to you their needs or how far they've gone. They will brief you. And beside, there are Biafrans in Finland, and there are Biafrans in Israel, which we know that some of our brothers marry Israeli women, and they are doing wonderfully well. A lot of Biafrans are in Israel working and supporting their own freedom as well by contributing their hard-earned money. So do well to see the means to search for this leader, Dr. Ngozi Orebeze, communicate with her. Things will be easy. We will be together. We will continue to stand together and shoulder to shoulder to defeat the enemies for the good interest or for the peace of the world. Thank you for listening to the passionate appeal know it that every Monday, Biafrans all over the world, Biafrans in the motherland, in Biafra land, shut every businesses down in Biafra land. We shut them down. These have been ongoing for more than 5 years now. We are doing that referendum on the request and to register our grievance. Number one, the kidnap of Nnamdi Kanu in Kenya by Nigerian government and the extraordinary taking related to Nigeria and condemned him unjustly. We are using that Nnamdi Kanu must have to be released unconditional. That is our demand. We are using the same sit-at-home referendum to demand that Finland must release Simon Ekpa. That is our demand. We are using it to call on every nations of the world to know what is going on, the killings, the annihilations, the genocide they are committing against us, Biafran Christians and the Nigerian Christians. And we are using it as referendum that Nigeria must leave Biafrans alone. That every military of Nigeria, their police, their armies, and all their security agencies should leave the land of Biafra alone. That we are capable of our self-governing, and we have every structures that make us to govern ourselves. All of them, the government have all the information. So, Israeli government and the people of the world, please take note. Nnamdi Kanu is about to appeal. He have appealed for his case, and this court case, I think, is coming up in April. Simon Ekpa court case, appeal case, is coming up in the same April, and I think in August, sorry, as we are told. So keep your eyes and help us to talk to these leaders that are holding our leaders. We are in government, and a foreign nation cannot take in another nation's prime minister or president. It is against the law of the international to help us to make our voice known and to make our demand met with for the peace and interest of the world. I thank you for giving us your ear and again to do something about our demand and our request. May God bless you, Israel, as a nation. May God bless Biafra as a nation. May God bless United States of Biafra. And may God bless every nation that is genuinely fighting for the freedom of the world, the freedom of Christians, and the freedom to stop genocides that is going on in the world. Biafra, according by our leaders, Dr. Ngozi Orebeze, the Deputy Prime Minister, and our Simon Ekpa Prime Minister, they have said it before, with Nnamdi Kanu, our president, that Biafra is open to business. Biafra government is open to business. If you bring your business proposal or your ideas, they will sit down with you around table and discuss it. There is every possibility that in Biafra business, you will enjoy it, and you will enjoy it, and you will continue to enjoy it. We are the owner of what Nigerian government is stealing from you, is stealing from us, and laundering it to the world and using it against the world by sponsoring terrorism. Thank you for hearing our voice. Majesty Survivor, I must have to thank you for this wonderful program, and the woman that you brought up to create the awareness This is the first time I see this program. I have not seen it on other programs. Maybe other people will take it from here and run with it as well, because it's very good that this awareness must have to create and make it faster known to the world. Because remember what happened in Finland, Mazi, to Survivor and Biafrans. Remember how this woman, Bianca, the devil, lied against Biafran people and make sure that our prime minister was taken out. This woman lied against Ojukwu, the man that married her as the third or fourth wife. You can imagine that. So thank you, and Biafrans, make sure, please, that you make this video goes viral. And again, let everybody speak. Those who are in Israel, stand up to speak. Make sure that the opposition leaders hear about it. Make sure that the government of Israel hears about it. Know that the devil have come to lure them. This is our own duty as Biafrans living in Israel. This is our duty as Biafrans living in Europe. This is our duty, our Biafrans living in America. This is our duty, Biafrans living in the UK. This is our duty, Biafrans living in Asia. This is our duty, Biafrans living in Australia, in Scandinavia. This is our duty, Biafrans living all over the world. It's our duty to make this known, to shame the devil. Thank you, Master Survivor. I want to appreciate you so much. May God bless you as you stand on the truth, as you make bold to the truth and tell the truth at all times. That's what our leader taught us. Because with truth, nobody can defeat truth. And with truth, you will stand tall and do the unthinkable and unimaginable just with the truth. Remember, Nnamdi Kanu said, I will destroy the zoo with truth, facts and figure. Today, what is happening? It is taking place. Nnamdi Kanu said, I will defeat the zoo in their own court. Today, Master Survivor and Biafrans all over the world, what is going on? Nnamdi Kanu have defeated them many times in their court. We saw the last court that brought the condemnation or the sentence by Omotosho. You see how he, as a judge, was struggling to read the script. Today, we are waiting for the Court of Appeal for the freedom of Nnamdi Kanu with compensation. And again, the judges that wrongly sentenced him have to face some penalties as well, in order to send signal to other judges, and again to make the international body to understand that the man called Omotoshe acted on his own. Thank you, Mazi. To Survivor, may God bless you. May God bless us as well, and all Biafrans at large. Amen and amen. I yield.
Thank you. So, my fellow Biafrans, I appreciate every one of you that have been able to hang around this program. It is very important, more especially issue that has to do with this this very woman, the role she is playing now. She did that to Mazi Simon Epa, and we know that Nigerian government have already figured out on how to deal with our issue. In most cases, they are using Biafrans to fight Biafrans. We can see any place we see the operation now, it is Biafrans they are using. The same thing they are doing to the Liberation Army on the ground. They are using the Biafran people to go after them, and they are attacking them with the Biafrans. You see them boldly making videos. So it is using Biafrans against Biafrans. That is what they are doing, and they are sponsoring it. And this Bianco started it. They used her. After they have tried everything, they could not be able to bring down our prime minister. They get her involved. And she went there and introduced herself in the way she did. And now that we have also gained attention in Finland, in Israel, that our sister in Israel did a very wonderful work, who spoke to the parliament. And the parliament since then have sat and they casted a vote, and Biafra got the highest vote on that very place with almost about 70%, about 60% or 65% support from the parliament. 65% support voted in favor of Biafra in Israel parliament. So I know they are hearing it, they are seeing it, even though their media refuse to report that very issue. We know they are seeing it. Their media refuse to report, and now they are taking a step. So this
they cannot report it now, Master Survivor. They can't report it. You know the zoo corrupt media. That is why the world is talking about this country called Nigeria. Highly corrupt. I think they're number one in the world, or the third, the most corrupt country in the world. They cannot discuss it because they will hide it. They will do everything to hide it. But let Israel take this note, because they will come with everything. This woman have lied to Finland that his husband started the fight and Biafran movement. Yes, and he lied upon his dead husband, that his husband tell him this or that and that, because if she did not lie, Finland will not listen to her and did what they have done, and with other things that are attached to it, which is economic benefit. So no matter what, Israel, may God that you believe on continue to bless you. Remember that you are fighting in all fronts. It's the same thing that Biafrans or Biafra land is fighting against today. Look at how we have been marginalized in our own land. Look at all the natural resources that God given to us. Now Nigerian government is using it to sponsor terrorists around the world. Arise, Israel.
The only hope we have there is that the state of Israel is not the same with Finland and can never be the same with Finland. Finland is a very poor, small country that is coming up, and the state of Israel cannot take the kind of action they took because of the closeness they have with Donald Trump and the operation that Donald Trump is carrying out in Nigeria today. Whatever they are doing is going to fail. It is going to fail.
Thank you.
Already the state of Israel have their own projects, because Nigerian government is supporting Palestine. They cannot be supporting Palestine and then begin to encourage Israel against Biafra. It's not going to work.
Yes, that's a very valid point. A very valid point that you remind me now.
Create awareness, like those our sister who was there in the Israel who carried this case to the parliament should also be aware and also go take a step further and let them know on time before they come, because they are going to waste that money, just like they have wasted money spending $9 million to buy lobby for Christian genocide, and yet the report has come and the report said remove Sharia or everybody go their separate ways. So they keep on wasting their money and they're going to fail.
So I think on that note, Master Survivor, it's advisable to advise our people, me, you, and every other person, to begin to link up with the people that you know in Israel, to awaken all of us to continue pushing. We should not sleep. We should be calling the people that voted on the Israel parliament. We should be detailing them all the injustice, what the corruptions, the mass killings, the genocide that is going on, that Nigerian government are committing against its own citizens. Christian genocides, both in Biafra land and in the northern Nigeria. Southern Kaduna is gone. Plateau State is gone. Benue State is going as well. And Niger State, you don't talk about it again. Kwara State, you don't talk about it again. Examples are there to set. We will be punishing them with the empirical evidences. Please, United States Biafran government, take note. It is time to act and act faster. You have more than enough evidence. Continue to flush it. Continue to send it to Israel government. Punish them with those empirical facts and the evidences, so that they will tell this woman to her face when she will come to them. Did you see this video? Did you see these pictures? Did you see this number, this date? Did you see this number of people that was killed? Did you see this? Because the woman will go to lie, but they will be bringing it one by one and showing to her. It is time. We will never allow what happens to us in Finland to happen in Israel. The people in Israel you are hearing, wake more up. Don't sleep because these people have murdered our sleep. We will never sleep. My true survivor, may God bless you, believe me, from my heart of hearts. And continue to touch, continue to push, because this freedom is for all of us. It's for the children's, it's for our children's and our children's children's. And for eternity, we will be free like Israelites are free. We will be free, even like Finland are free. We will be free like America is free from Britain. We will be free like every other good nations, both Indians are free from UK. We will be free like Australia is free from United Kingdom. We will be free, and as a free nation. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So, my fellow Biafrans, I appreciate every one of you that have been able to hang on the program until we get into this final stage where we just take some update from their media. Let's just see what they have, reports they have there in the media, and then we'll see the ones we can be able to look into, and then we round up. Court adjourned Bauchi finance commissioners at the Mo trial, definitely. That's it. Fresh security report links militant expansion in Nigeria to border trade routes. Nonsense. Try to confuse yourselves. Iyabo Obasanjo accuses former party of betrayal, reveals why she joined APC. Now that APC will kill all of them. UK court jailed Nigerian 2 years for sexual assaulting women in train. Kwara community abandoned night congregation Ramadan prayer over fear of terror attack. That is Nigeria for you. That is Nigeria for you. They are now, people cannot worship freely. They are now changing their routine because of terrorism. Right group condemn attack on Peter Obi, ADC leader demand Tinubu order police probe. Don't worry, you're lucky it didn't take your life. Federal Polytechnic Bauchi ban male-female students from standing together during Ramadan. Imagine, in a secular country. So if my child get admission there, you begin to control them with your Sharia nonsense. Businesswoman accuses Nigerian minister of harassment. That is Nigeria. Lagos Police Command detained Makoko activists amid fresh demolition tension in community. 129 journalists killed in 2025 as new report blames Israel for alarming death in Gaza. Nemesis and the legal and political battle surrounding Nasser El-Rufai. What you sow, you will reap now. Why Omoyole Sowore is the catalyst Nigeria desperately needs. Omoyole Sowore, you keep on protesting, but you need to be focused and know what you are pursuing. Senate Committee, Lambert CAC Register, General Magaji over alleged financial infractions. That's not new. Edo states to spend 1 billion on armored car for speaker, 4.6 billion on vehicle for lawmakers. Nigeria, very funny country. Nigerian government uncovers price manipulation by domestic airline carriers. Temokun asked police IGP Disu to discontinue several political motivated prosecution in court. Nigerian police closed controversial case against Chioma Okoli as defense filed no case submission. Lagos Hospital lawsuit accused of imposing levy on intern nurses for director's retirement. That is Nigeria. Court grant 1 million bail to businesswoman detained on order of Minister Umahi. Police plot rearrest. El-Rufai, what a good turn didn't deserve. El-Rufai, what a good turn didn't deserve by Asuru Chike Oshikwene. Nigerian police arrest 3 influencers on ex-minister Pantami's order over social media posts. Imagine, terrorists, the Pantami, a terrorist, the order arrest of a social media post. When I try. Edo State Commissioner to spend 50 million on 1 photocopy machine. Nigeria, we hail thee. Trump reviewing recommendation in report on alleged genocide in Nigeria, U.S. lawmakers. Trump, you better review fast because they are not stopping. Tension in Abuja court as police move to rearrest woman granted bail in Minister Umahi's case. Crisis rock Lagos APC as former aspirant. Forget all these were political news. Hillary Clinton testified before U.S. Congress in explosive Epstein probe showdown. Ondo Police Command arrests 6 pastors over alleged miracle scam in Adanre. Now, pastor na go with arrest. Terrorists dey there, they walk up and down. You can't even pick them up. Court adjourned trial of Alpha Beta whistleblower orders to May 13 as ICPC, EFCC, police ignore forgery tax evasion petition. Civil society set reform agenda for Nigerian police. IGP Disu demand end to impunity. Not be they do impunity. They put you new now, they speak nonsense grammar. After speaking grammar, you go ahead and do your own. Acting Inspector General Tunji Disu urged to provide Nigerians with intelligence-driven policing. Lagos court jail man 18 months for 30 million bank fraud, orders restitution. Alleged 1.5 billion fraud. Court set to rule on Niger ex-governors Aliyu, no case submission. Rivers Governor Fabura swear in new chief of staff, SSG, warns against secret night meetings. World Economic Forum chief Brenda steps down over Epstein Dillon's interim CEO named. Court adjourned ex-ministers Mamman alleged 33.8 billion fraud case to April. Bar defense witness. Nigeria with fraud. All their news is about either killing, fraud, or disaster. Workers group ask IGP Disu to prioritize human rights, order return for Sowore passport, release of detained protesters. Ex-IGP Ebochekun orders last-minute shake-up. Redeploy aid serving under alleged mistress ACP Kuti. INEC shifts Nigerian presidential election to January 16, 2027 after earlier clash with Ramadan. Islamic country, on try. Police confirm 5 persons killed in terror attack on KB Mosque during prayer. They don't understand, even for the fast itself, they buy themselves. Tinubu government claim 9 million Nigerians household have received direct cash transfer. FCT Police Command, bus child trafficking syndicate in Abuja, rescue 21 children. 7 persons confirmed dead in Kefi, Abuja highway clash. Leaked wireless message reveal Abuteku last-minute transfer of loyalists to protect them before handover to this. That's Nigeria for you. Pakistan bombed multiple cities, including Kabul, declares open war on Afghanistan. Pakistan bombs multiple cities, including Kabul, declares open war on Afghanistan. Pakistan and Afghanistan, they are at war. Stand. Shinike. How trigger-happy soldier killed town planner during enforcement operation in Ogun. That is it. That's Nigeria for you. Anything can take your life. U.S. Catholic bishop filed legal challenge against Trump's bid to end birthright citizenship. Breaking. Adamawa Governor Finturi dumps PDP for APC with cabinet lawmakers, party missionaries. Mad people everywhere. Atiku cry. Nigeria group condemn arrest, demand freedom for Kenyan communist leader Buka Omole. Remove Sharia from constitution or preside over Nigerian breakup. Igbo group tells National Assembly. Directly, simple. This is the best news ever had. This is the best news ever had in Nigeria. And this Igbo group, are they going to be serious? They will not be serious. They will say it and go to sleep. When you make this kind of comment, you pursue it locally and internationally. That is how to show seriousness. This is the best news so far. Remove Sharia from constitution or preside over Nigerian breakup. Igbo group tells National Assembly. Simple. After we ganged up to remove Jonathan in 2014, Nigerian situation is worse under APC Atiku lament. You never see anything. Gang up. Former IDP Obotoku used police fund to hire SANS against Showore lawyer Temuku. Ondo Tantita, security coordinator, Osonja Felix to appear before police over assault, arson allegations. U.S. offers $10 million reward for information on Mexican Sinaloa cartel leader. Sinaloa cartel leader, $10 million. This one where they put bounty on your head, they go smoke and out very soon. Lagos Deputy Governor, office to spend $4.2 billion on office furniture, 30 microphones in 2026. Lagos court sentenced man to 18 months for defrauding Sterling Bank of 30 million. Court dismisses charges against Showore, 13 others arrested by CPC Jumo Moshood over Oworoshoki anti-demolition protests. How alleged IPP fund diversion illegal levies forced Governor Obovuri to redeploy 2 commissioners, deputy directors. Former U.S. Embassy employee sentenced to life in prison for raping minor in Burkina Faso. He won't try. What a shame. What a shame. So that's all we have in the update there. Most important one that touched me there, most important one that caught my attention is those Igbo. I don't know the Igbo group that made that move. They should stick on it, not just to say it and go to sleep. When you make such kind of pronouncements, you follow it up. Remove Sharia from constitution or preside over Nigerian breakup. Igbo group tell National Assembly. Simple. You say it and you follow it up. Not just to say it and you go to sleep. Say it and you follow it up and make sure that it gets done. Even if you cannot join us in agitation, continue mounting your own pressure. That's all I'm saying. Any area where you are, we must not all be in the same group. We must not be on the same direction. Put pressure on your own side so that we don't miss this opportunity. That's all we got. I appreciate everyone that have been with us on this program. And that brings us to the end of the program. My fellow Biafrans, we are going to see again, hopefully in the evening. I'm going to try to come back again for my evening section. So I hope those who have the opportunity to join us in the evening will join us in the evening, and we will continue to push the message as much as we can. There is no other alternative. If there were to be other alternative, I will be the first one to grab it. But we have only one option. Pursue our freedom, self-determination. That is the only option. Biafra is the only option. No other option. That is why we will always come back, no matter how difficult it is. Thank you so much. I'm running out of time, so I can be able to come back again. Stay blessed and see you again in the evening. Bye, everybody.
language of heaven, the very oldest language on the face of this very earth. Chukwu okike abịa mapụ ihe niile Chineke na-oge ndị nsọ na-efe wee na isi ala nye anyị na-agọzi aha nsọ ya mgbe niile onye anyị na-aja mma wee anyị anaghị efe arụsị ọ bụ naanị gị onye kere ihe niile ekere eke mana ọ onye kere ya ọ bụ ya mere ndị nsọ na-akpịrị ha na-akpịsị ala ndị ọbụladị ndị okenye ụlọ abụọ na ndị na-atụ mkpụ ọla edo na ha na-esi ndị nsọ n'ụtụtụ a ehihie abalị n'ụwa niile wee na-arịọ gị mma anyị wee na-arịọ gị ezi ebube dị ngozi etinye ọgbara n'etiti ndị iro ka ha rapụ ndị anyị onye nwe na Chineke na ndị nsọ ka aka nsị ndị dị etu a wee baa ize obodo kwesịrị isi wee laa ya n'ihi anyị wee na-arịọ gị onye na-adịgide ma oge ebighị biko nụ ka iwe mee ka Biafra wee dị ọsọ ọsọ na nke na ụmụ ga adakwa na nri anyị wee na-arịọ gị wee na-arịọ ịhụnanya nke pụrụ iche onye iwe etinye ụmụ ya ezi mmụọ nke isi ozuga anyị aka ajọ ihe niile ndụ anyị gọzie aha nsọ isi ala bulie aha nsọ n'elu ise ise ise.
But you know what? They would like you to believe that someone is the cause of it. No. I am the solution, and the only way they can get to you is by kicking me out, which is not possible. I have come. Look what you do. After I am done with Nigeria, Biafra will be free and enjoy freedom. Biafra will know the importance of freedom and what happens in 5 years to come. Thank you.
Come on.